do. I got my. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I can't hear you guys. Maybe you want to unmute your microphones. Are you ready?
Yes. Are you ready?
Hey, wonderful. That's lovely. Come on, join us. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Wonderful. Okay. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
I am ready.
I am ready.
Wonderful. Great. Mirona, do you want to introduce us?
Of course. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second webinar organized by the School of Foreign Languages and the Department of Foreign Languages at Universidad Bernardo O'Higgins. Today, we have a very special guest called Sanziana Sokol, who is going to talk to us about using songs and chants with young learners in the English classroom. Now, Sanziana has a BA in Portuguese and Swedish and qualified as an English teacher in 2015 in Prague, Czech Republic. She has specialized in teaching English to children between 3 and 17 years old while working first as a Reggio Emilia kindergarten teacher and then as an English teacher for British Council Romania. At the British Council, she was a branch coordinator and very young learners mentor, which has helped her better understand novice teachers' struggles with these age groups and how to efficiently support them through training, observations, and other forms of CPD. Sanziana developed her expertise with very young learners and young learners by completing the Teaching Young Learners Extension Certificate in 2017 and taking the Certificate in Teaching English in Pre-Primary Education in 2018. She's currently studying again for her Trinity Diploma, which is focused on teaching English to children online, obviously. She is a freelance English teacher and teacher trainer. Yeah. And I just wanted to let you know that this webinar, as you could already see, is supposed to be highly interactive. So we encourage you, obviously, to turn on your cameras, to turn on your microphones, and join us whenever you're needed. Yeah, and whenever you feel like it. Also, if you have any questions at any point during this webinar, please let us know on the chat, and I will make sure to ask Sanziana the question. Yeah? Okay, Sanzi, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So, hi guys, my name is Sanziana, but you can call me Sinzi or Susie. That's how my students call me, so that's perfectly all right. So let's see what we're going to do today. In this session, we will explore why and when to use songs and chants in the primary English class. We will look at some examples of songs and chants to use with young learners. And we will talk about how to teach songs and chants to young learners. Now, do you know this song, If You're Happy and You Know It? Do you know it? What comes after? If you're happy and you know it? What comes?
Clap your hands.
Clap your hands.
Clap your hands. Very good. Well done. Okay. Thank you, Nico. All right. So now, today, we're going to adapt this song a little bit. So instead of if you're happy and you know it, we're going to say if you're ready and you know it. And instead of clapping our hands, we're going to put our thumbs up. So I want you to go on menti.com, www.menti.com, or you could simply scan the code and use this code 25890885.
Okay, just to let you know, the website, the link is on the chat, and so is the code.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Mirona. Okay, so yes, so once you're there, thumbs up so we know you've entered. Okay. Lovely. Wow, lots of thumbs up. That's great. I like how it looks. Okay, but however, we're like around 70, maybe 475 participants, so we're still waiting for more thumbs up. If it doesn't work, you can still join on Zoom. So if you have problems logging into menti.com, just stick on Zoom and use the thumbs up from Zoom, okay? Okay, so people are still joining. We're waiting for everyone. All right. Let's put a timer. So you've got 1 minute. Quickly. If you're ready and you know it, thumbs up. All right. Now, thumbs up if you like listening to music, guys. Thumbs up if you like listening to music. Okay, lots of people like listening to music. Thumbs down if you don't like listening to music. That can also apply. Okay, thumbs up if you like listening to music daily. Is there anybody here who doesn't like listening to music daily? Wonderful. Okay. There is at least one person who doesn't like that. All right, that's okay. We've got space for everyone. All right. Lots of people who love listening to music daily. Now, thumbs up if you like to sing. How many of you actually like singing? Okay, all right. Okay, some of you.
I have to admit that I don't like singing that much.
That's all right. That's okay. What about chanting? All right, thumbs up if you like to sing in the shower. The shower. Yeah, what about that? Do you like singing in the shower? No, not everyone likes that. That's all right. I don't like it, but it's okay. Some people do. Again, we've got space for everyone. It's really nice to see those preferences. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Thumbs up if you have sung in public. Oh, some people think they haven't. All right. Some of you say yes, some of you say no. Let's see. Lots of people. Okay. 25, 26, that's quite tight, isn't it? Yes. All right. Now, thumbs up if you have sung in public a happy birthday song. I'm sure everyone did that. It depends. Yes, it depends on what you sing in public, doesn't it? Okay, now we've got more people.
Yeah, basically everybody.
I think so, right. Yeah. What about in a church, or it's a wedding, or maybe it's a party, karaoke, possibly? At least the birthday song is still there. All right. No, we don't like singing at parties. No. That's a big no. All right. Okay, thumbs up if you have sung in public in a young learner's classroom as a teacher, but not necessarily, maybe as a student. That could also, like when you were a kid, maybe it wasn't the English classroom, maybe it was Spanish, Romanian, in my case. All right. At least during music lessons at school, possibly. All right. Thumbs up if you have sung in public in a young learner's classroom with a recording. So either from YouTube or on your phone, or maybe the CD if you're still using that. All right, we've got a heart there. Someone loves doing that. Okay, few people haven't tried it yet. Now, thumbs up if you have sung in public in a young learner's classroom without the recording. Okay, so it brings us a bit of comfort to have that background song or chant, just in case we forget the lyrics or the tune. So, all right, it's helpful. I see. Thumbs up if you like singing in class. Okay, that's tight. That's a tight score. Well, hopefully by the end of this webinar, we'll have more people who will, enjoy singing, or at least feel more confident to do that. Now, thumbs up if you love singing and can't wait to sing with kids. Yep. We've got a heart. That's lovely. Okay, let's not exaggerate, right? Okay. Thumbs up if Ariana Grande doesn't rule the world, you do. Do you know that? You're really cool. You can do this. What do you think? You need to believe in yourselves. Okay. Now, thumbs up if you'd rather wear a smelly, unwashed t-shirt for a week than sing in public. Which one would you choose? The unwashed t-shirt, smelly t-shirt, or singing in public? Let's see. Okay. There are people who would choose the unwashed, smelly t-shirt. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Now, thumbs up if you want to sing in class. It's not that you're afraid to. You just can't be bothered, don't have time, are unsure what songs to sing, are unsure how to sing the songs, are unsure how to teach the songs, have never done it before, would rather teach grammar and other important things. What is it?
¿Cómo calentar?
All right. Now, come on. How do you really feel about singing in class, and why would or wouldn't you use songs in class? You can either write here on Menti or maybe in the chat, wherever you feel more comfortable to do that. Think a little bit. Why would or wouldn't you use songs in class? And how do you really feel about this? Or if it's easier, you can just simply unmute and tell us. All right, so that would be okay, all right. It's quite nice, and maybe you want to have a look at what the other people are answering, because there are lots of people who seem to have similar issues, like I haven't got a singing voice, I can't sing well, I'm not used to it, fear of being, being shy or ridiculized. Yes. The songs are too childish. Okay, it's very, very nice. Not feeling comfortable, but it's fine. It's funny. It's it could be cool. Most students love it. Feeling ridiculous. Okay, children are going to laugh at me. Don't know how to sing the songs. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much for all these ideas. That's really, really nice. Thank you so much. All right. Now let's discuss those aspects that you've mentioned. We're going to listen to a teacher, and what you have to pay attention is whether she mentions all these issues or positive aspects that you've also mentioned, why you would use the songs or wouldn't use the songs in your class. And maybe you can also pay attention to things that she mentions, other ways or reasons she mentions that are really important reasons for using songs in class. You can take notes on a piece of paper or a notebook, or maybe write them in the chat. So what do we have to do? Who can tell me? What do we have to do right now? What are we going to do?
Listen and take some notes.
Exactly. Take some notes about what?
About what she's going to say.
And what is she going to say?
I don't know. Let's discover it.
She's going to talk about songs, using songs and chants in the class. So see if your ideas are the same, if she mentions the same ideas as you did, or other ideas. Okay? Are we ready?
Oh, yeah.
I just think that songs are used very often just as gap fillers or warmers, which I think is an absolute waste. There's vocabulary sets you could teach. There's, like Old MacDonald had a farm. All your farm animals done, We do, of course, phonic sounds, that's sound recognition.
The name is O and the sound is The name is C-O-K and the sound is The name is.
We do parts of the body. We do clap your hands, so you've got action verbs.
1, 2, back 2, 3, 4, open it up.
And then how does Peter go to school? That's another whole unit in P2. So much language can be delivered and recycled, because the feature of a song is repetition. But compare that to a drill. The motivation levels like spike, when it's in a song.
1, 2, 4. 10 little candles on a chocolate cake. Now there are 8. 2 little candles standing in the sun. Now there are 9.
With the P1s, because when they first came, they had absolutely no English, most of them. Sammy, of course, has some, but the rest of them didn't even have the alphabet. All they could say was, good morning, and I love you, and, you know, and you're so beautiful. That's about it.
Have a day. Have a nice day. Where is Angel? Where is Angel? Go, go forward. Go, go backward. Go, go right. Go, go right. Salivate your right hand. There you go. So 1, 2, 3. Go, go left. 1, 2, 3. Turn around. Touch the ground. Stand up tall. And clap your hands.
So a lot of gestures accompanying the classroom language, which you saw in the motion song, that stand up tall, look at me. Now, a lot of these things are used when I'm actually teaching big books and doing shared reading, like when I want them to arrange themselves in a semicircle in front, like with me. We all sit in a little huddle and we read books, you know, but I'll tell them to move forward, move backward, move a little right. That's already been established with that routine song. You see what I mean? So it helps a lot for the smooth transition or the smooth flow of a lesson. So they're not going, huh, when you say move right or move left, because I'm not going to use Chinese. And I'm trying for them not to rely on translation. You don't have to have a singing voice because it's not about you. It's not about a performance. It's about sensitizing students to rhythm and stress in English. You don't want to sing it, you're conscious of a singing voice, don't sing. But give them rhythm so that they have all these features of connected speech fall into place. It's magic. Karaoke is very popular, of course, in this side of the world. I put up a list outside my door and I have them put down their requests. Good. And it's just surprising. Kids who are like so quiet in class come out and let it loose.
Good job.
All right. So let's see. Did you take notes? You can write some ideas in the chat. Did you find your ideas mentioned in this video? Did you find out new interesting ideas? Write a few in the chat. Let's see. What did you notice?
Or tell us, you can even tell us using the microphone if you prefer that way.
If it's easier, yes.
Miro?
Yes?
Yes, I would like to say something which I jot down. Basically, what I found interesting was to learn that you don't necessarily need to have a good voice or even sing in the class. What matters is basically that you can basically give them a rhythm, like make them like feel that as if they were singing or moving, something that basically makes them express through movement, right? Not necessarily singing if you don't have a good voice, right? But you can actually make even the instructions sound as if they had a rhythm so that they can follow certain pattern and in that way memorize it better.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. And Lucas also mentioned that. So you don't actually have to sing the song all the time. You can just give them the rhythm, exactly. So that kind of helps all of those just mentioned their worries regarding their not having singing voice, being too shy. All right. Okay. Repetition and having fun can activate language acquisition. Exactly, Gabriel. Thank you. Use music can help to learn vocabulary. Exactly. So when we use music, we're actually teaching them new words, new vocabulary. Well done. Exactly. Well done. Okay, so let me summarize some of this information and add to that. So why use songs and chants in the English class? Another reason could be because we can perform songs and chants in front of parents. And it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing because, you know, it's at the beginning of the year and they might know 1-2 words. And with songs, you're actually teaching them chunks. You're not teaching them isolated words. So, for example, instead of just showing them a flashcard and say cat, we could, you know, add a little bit of rhythm, either through a chant and say, it's a cat. Or maybe adding, you know, a little bit of, you know, singing, it's a cat, meow, meow, meow. It's a cat, meow, meow, meow. And then if you take a song like Old MacDonald Has a Farm, you've got so much language there. So Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm, he had a cat, and maybe a dog and a duck. So we're talking about possession, things that animals, right? The things he has, types of animals, their sounds with a meow, meow here and a meow, meow there. And also directions a little bit, you know, or at least, you know, positions here, there, which is, wow, such a lot of language in such a short time. So you're not teaching them isolated words. That's the basic, right? You could also, so in the example that I gave earlier, when you say, eat the cat, you can actually, you know, do it with different voices. High, low, or actually pretend being a cat, or pretend being a dog. Woof, woof, it's a dog, which is really, really fun and makes it more memorable, you know, in comparison to just a simple drill. And it's part of the whole child development. So maybe you know Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences theory, where he mentions people process information in different ways, which can be linked to different types of intelligence. So basically, we are developing the musical intelligence by teaching them language through songs, and that automatically, if you're adding gestures, so when you're doing Old MacDonald Had a Farm, meow, meow, they're already doing some gestures there. Or maybe you want to tell them, okay, ask them, how do you want, let's pretend being dogs. How would you act as if you were a dog? I don't know, maybe you want to do downward facing dog from yoga, or I don't know, a duck, and they would be quack, quack all around and moving around the classroom. So they're developing their, you know, motor skills and automatically their linguistic intelligence. And children spontaneously chant and sing in their first language. So why not do it in another language as well? It's something that helps language learning. It helps, as someone mentioned, it helps with pronunciation, strong, weak forms, linking words, sentence stress, intonation patterns. So for example, instead of teaching them, what is your name? That's a very, Richard Caldwell, if you know him, he's talking about the greenhouse effect. So that's what happens with, you know, course books and listening audios in course books. They're like, the language is very controlled. It's like in a greenhouse, you know, the plants in a greenhouse. What is your name? But actually, children and students in general, they will never hear that outside. If they go on the street, if they talk to other people, they won't hear the language like that. What they'll hear is contracted forms. What's your name? What's your name? My name's, that's what they'll hear. They won't hear, my name is, I am Cindy, right? It's the jungle and the garden language, you know, go outside, listen to what you hear. So basically, you could put this into a song and do something like, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? My name's Susie. My name's Miro, and so on, right? And then you got there the intonation. What's your name? What's your name? And you're already teaching them sentence stress. What's your name? What's your name? So all in just a short, tiny song, right? Which I think it's quite amazing. The text is predictable. So you could, for example, if you're doing, coming back to Old MacDonald, if you're doing animals, you could, you know, give them pictures with animals like cats and ducks and dogs. Split them into groups. This group is the cat group. This group is the dogs group. This group is the sheep group. And when they hear the song, and you point to them, you could point to that group. They would put up their pictures with the cats, and they would say, "Oh, MacDonald had a," and they can fill in the missing word, cat, meow, meow, and start pretending they're cats. And as we said, it's memorable and it's fun. And also what happens is that it lowers learners' affective filter. So what means is that when I start singing and I see my best friend, or I'm shy, I'm a shy person, I'm a bit worried to sing in public, but I see all my best friends around me who've started singing because, and you know, maybe they're extroverts, all right? So I become more confident to do that as well. And that basically, you know, makes me feel more comfortable and unites us. It creates a community. It's a safe space. Also, the fact that I'm not pointing to Miro or to Nestor, sorry, because I got you there and I see you. So I'm not pointing to you. I'm not exposing you. I'm not putting the spotlight on you. So we're singing together. You've got the opportunity to experiment. You can sing, you know, whispered. Nobody's, you know, focusing just on you, Miro. So yes, it lowers the affective filter and you feel more confident to try out. Plus, it connects you with the classmates, with your classmates, because you're all doing the same thing. Now, when can you use songs and chants in the English class? You can use it to introduce new language, and some of you have already mentioned that, to drill language in a fun and memorable way, as we've talked, to revise old languages. Well, that's the good part of singing, isn't it? Because you can repeat it as many times as you want in the same lesson or in different lessons, but it's not boring. You can do that with songs and with chants. That's the good part. You can use them to mark the stages of the lesson. What's going to happen next? You're helping them transition. So we started this webinar by doing that echoing song. Are you ready? Are you ready? And that's a great way, you know, to point out that we're starting the webinar, right? So we were marking the beginning of this webinar that way. And I'm going to show you a few examples, some other examples in a second. We can also use songs and chants to give instructions. So it's really helpful to, you know, help students through songs, you know, tell them what to do, how to do it. And we've seen that in the video, some examples also in the video. You can use songs and chants to reduce the noise or the L1, the use of their own language, while they're maybe working at their tables doing a craft, or maybe working from the course book something, or a worksheet. So you could, for example, have a playlist with the songs that you've been doing, and you just put it there in the background. And while they're working, they won't be tempted anymore to start, you know, talking in their L1, because they can hear the song on the background, and instead they'll start singing the songs or chanting, which is really cool. However, depending on what you're doing, some students might say they can't focus. So maybe you want to lower the volume. You don't want to, you know, try to be mindful of all your students. To encourage decision making. So you could ask your students, which song shall we sing? To encourage their creativity. they could invent their own song. And to introduce or extend activities, for example, stories. I'm gonna show you some examples. So these are all classroom management songs and chants. So as I told you, the way I start my lesson would be, you know, students come inside the classroom, they take off their coats, they take the course books out of their bags, they put them on the table, and then, you know, I start doing that echoing song. Are you ready? Are you ready? And once we've done that and I've got their attention, I'm signaling, I'm telling them, okay, it's circle time song. And you might want to also signpost that. So for example, you could use flashcards with, not this one, sorry, just showing it. Or if you have like a projector, you could project the image with the lyrics and maybe some kids, yes, like this image that shows students what you expect from them. You could also model, so it's really important for them to see. So you're telling them what to do, but you're also showing them what to do. And if you don't have a printer, you don't have any flashcards, you can simply draw. And I'm not very good at drawing, and this is another example of a flashcard that I just made. It's a flower. It's just an example, okay? So you can just draw the instruction, what you want them to actually do. So we could try this together if you want, because, you know, doing actually helps. So, okay, we did the are you ready part, and they're all focused. And now I want them to come in the circle. Maybe you haven't got space enough in the classroom, but if you do have, you could call them to make a circle. And this circle song goes like this. Hush, hush, quiet, please. Circle time is here. Find a friend and sit right down. Circle time is here. I'm going to sing it a few times. If you want to join me, you can do that with your microphones on or off, your choice. Hush, hush, quiet, please. Circle time is here. Find a friend and sit right down. Circle time is here. Very nice. Great. Wonderful. Don't forget to do the actions, yes? So you can join me doing the actions. Hush, hush, quiet, please. Circle time is here. And then sit right down. Circle time is here. Great, guys. I love it. Let's do it one more time. Hush, 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 quiet, please. Circle time is here.
Sit right now.
Great job. So you can sing it with different voices as well, which is really fun. And once we're settled and we're sitting down, it's time to sing the hello song. And the hello song, I would ask them to, you know, put up your hands. Hands up, everyone. Hands up, everyone. I want to see some hands up. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Christina. Okay, thank you, Nestor. And we would do like this. Everybody say hello, say hello, say hello. Everybody say hello, class is starting. And we could do it high. Everybody say hello.
No.
Class is starting.
Don't think so.
Come on, Nestor.
We could do it whispered for those who are shyer and don't want to make a fool of themselves, right? And you could even use some puppets. So I've got here my friend Dino, baby dinosaur, yes, and you could encourage them to use their own toys, to bring their own plushes, you know. Maybe you've got so baby dinosaur would definitely sing in a low voice, but maybe the hedgehog is shy, so the hedgehog will whisper, everybody say hello, say hello, because she's very shy. And the good part of using puppets and toys is that it makes students feel less, again, the spotlight isn't anymore on them, right? It's on the toy. They're not singing, the toy is singing. And this can apply to you as well. If you feel, you feel bad about singing, make your toy sing. It's not me, it's the toy. You could even make some mistakes and then the kids could, correct it, right? Okay. Okay, and once we've sang the hello song, we've got the how are you chant. Yes, this goes like this: how are you? How are you? How are you today? Let's do it together. How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
How are you
How are
today?
you today?
Lovely. Again. How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
How
How are you today?
Are you happy? Sad?
Hungry.
All right. So, and they could ask each other, or they could, use their puppets, and the puppets could ask each other, not the kids, but the puppets are answering, how are you today, right? Again, you're being mindful of everyone, you're giving them space to do that, to manifest, to try out things. You could do it like a robot, right? How are you today? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you angry? Okay, so that would also be things that are fun, and you could even ask them, what voice should we sing this? All right, ask them, take them, make them part of this, of how they're learning. And then we would have the goodbye song, which is very similar to the hello song. It goes, everybody say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye, everybody say goodbye, see you next time. We've also got, we could also have songs again to mark transition or give instructions. And what you could do is just pick a tune that is familiar, that you know that you're good at singing. So you might not be good at singing too many songs, but maybe there are a few that you know, and just replace the words. So this one is the Tidy Up song and uses London Bridge tune. So that would be London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. And the Tidy Up song would go like this. Now it's time to tidy up, tidy up, tidy up. Now it's time to tidy up, help me tidy up. And you could already also mime what you want them to do. So put the pencils in the box, in the box, in the box, help me tidy up. Maybe you want them to put their books in the bag, right? So you would show them, put the books in the bag, in your bags, help me tidy up. Or whatever else you would want them to do. Okay. Would you like us to sing this as well, so you get the tune? Anybody? Yes? All right, so let's do it one more time. Now it's time to tidy up, tidy up, tidy up. Now it's time to tidy up, tidy up. Put the pencils in the box, in the box. Help me tidy up.
Help me tidy up.
Great, wonderful. That's great. All right. So that's an example, but again, you can change change the lyrics. Another song could be, for example, if you've got story time. So again, you're marking the beginning of another stage of your lesson. If you're ready for a story, come sit down. If you're ready for a story, come sit down. We all gather here so everyone can hear. If you're ready for a story, come sit down. So let's do it one more time. If you're ready for a story, come sit down. We all gather here so everyone can hear. If you're ready for a story, come sit down. Lovely. So for the shyer ones, I just want to tell you that at the end of this session, I'm going to share with you the folder where you can find the presentation, today's presentation, and also some audios with the songs that we've been practicing. So if you forget the tune, you can always listen to those again.
Thank you.
Yes, and practice alone. Oh, right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now how do we teach songs and chants? We've got this varied progression system or varied repetition. The good thing, as I said, about a song is that you can use it again and again in the same lesson or in different lessons. So that's the repetition part. And you can use a variety of resources, as we've just seen, materials and techniques, and that's the variation part. So there are 3 stages. Those of you who might have already started planning and know some more about planning, maybe you're familiar with, the PPP method of, designing a lesson. So this is very similar to it. So we would have the exposure part stage, we would have the production stage, and then the expansion stage. And I'm not going to tell you right now what each of one consists. I'm going to invite you to click on the link in the chat if it doesn't get lost in all those emails. Thank you, Mira. So Mira has just shared with you the link. Yeah, it's getting lost a little bit.
That's okay. I can post it as many times as it's necessary.
Yes, thank you. So maybe you can take a break from posting your email addresses and
yes,
and check the link. Go to the link, and what you have to do is look at the stages and description of activities and try to match them. Can you guess which stage goes with which activity? There are several activities for each stage. So once you opened the link, you might want to, make it big, full screen, so you can see better the text. And what you have to do is drag and drop the activities to the right. This is how it looks, bigger. And I've tried to help you a little bit. So you also have some numbers here, and yes, they are in the right order. So it's extra support for you. But what you have to figure out is when the new stage starts. So exposure, the first thing, number 1, learn the song and chant. That would be number 1. So you have to drag and drop it here. Okay. And then C, is number 2 also exposure or is it production? So have a look at these and see which goes where. Okay. Also, if there are people who haven't managed to access WordWall, the link that Miro shared in the chat, you could just simply write in the chat your answer. So A, what numbers go with A? B, what numbers go with B? C, what numbers go with B? Whatever is easier for you, okay? And if you've got questions, you can feel free to unmute and ask. So we've got around 13 people who have already finished. Maybe you can, so I see some of you have done it correctly. Well done, great job, all of them, 12, perfect. However, if you made mistakes, you can try doing it again. See if you remember the correct answers. Just going to wait 1 more minute. All right, so if you come back to Zoom, you've got the answers already here. I'm sharing with you the answers. So in the first part, in the first stage, we would have the exposure. So in the exposure stage, sorry, we would have, so first of all, you would need to start learning the song and chant. And this helps also, good job, Ulysses. Okay, so yes, so as I said, with exposure, the first thing that we need to do is learn the song or the chant. It's really important to do that. That also applies to stories. We need to first learn the story in order to be able to tell the story, right? So songs, we should know the song before teaching it. You should think about some specific actions, movements, okay, for the keywords in the song. And then you would need to pre-teach the vocabulary or check the words that the students know, or revise the vocabulary. You could use pictures or flashcards, as I showed you earlier. You could also use props. You could use actual toys. You could use puppets. So this is for 5 little monkeys. I've got 5 little monkeys here. 1, 2, and then you would elicit from your students, oh, what's this? It's a monkey. 1, how many monkeys have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 monkeys. All right. And what's this? It's who can tell me what's this? It's what is it, guys?
A bed.
It's a bed.
It's a bed. Exactly. It's a bed. So we've got 5 little monkeys. And what are the monkeys doing? They are jumping on the bed. Oh dear. Oh no. And look at that. Something happened. One fell off. And I don't know if you can see this little monkey, but this little monkey bumped her head. Oh dear. Oh dear. So Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said no more jumping on the bed. So how many monkeys have we got left? So there were 5 little monkeys. How many monkeys? 1, 4, 2, 3, 4 monkeys. And what are the monkeys doing?
Jumping on the bed.
Jumping on the bed. And one of them fell off. And what happened to her? She bumped her
Head.
head, exactly. And so on and so forth. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more jumping on the bed. So you could use props. You haven't got props, that's fine. Use your fingers. Draw some monkeys on your fingers, or don't draw, just pretend, yes? 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped her head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. All right. Okay, so you could use props. You could also use realia, so real objects. So if I want to teach a song like this is the way I wash my face, I always have this mystery box, and I start by chanting, what have I got? What have I got? What have I got in my mystery box? And what's this? It's a comb. It's a comb. Okay, so comb my hair, comb my hair. What do we do with it? We comb our hair. Let's comb our hair. And you invite them to do the same actions with you. I've got a toothbrush, brush my teeth. I've got soap, wash, wash, wash. Okay, wash my hands, wash my face. So I'm using actual objects to make it more engaging for them as well. And the idea is for them to not learn the song mechanically, because sometimes that's what's happening, right? They just simply sing and they have no idea what they're singing about, right? So by teaching them the words, they get an idea of what they're singing about. And you could do it without the recording first, okay? Like we did it with the 5 Little Monkeys, even chanted, right? It doesn't need to be the song necessarily, especially if you're afraid of singing. And then you just put the recording and you're safe. You still have to sing though. They still need to see your lips moving. If you're not singing, why would they sing, right? And then we've got the production bit when they're actually producing, they start singing the song. And as we did, we practiced this already, right? Singing several times with different voices. You could even use a remote control. I've got a mobile phone here, but let's pretend it's a remote control. So again, you're muting and unmuting different groups or different students, and they sing until you get only one student singing, and then the whole class singing again, which is really, really fun and engaging for them. You could pretend you're losing your voice, or maybe one of your lots of toys, like the balloon song wrong. So this would go, balloons are red, balloons are orange, balloons are yellow and green too. And Baby Dinosaur always gets the song red, wrong. So he would, instead of starting with balloons are red, he would say something like, balloons are green, balloons are yellow, balloons are orange, and red too. So complete mess here, Baby Dinosaur. And now we need a teacher to teach Baby Dinosaur how to sing this song, right? And children really love being teachers, and they're also having fun because it's listening practice, because they're listening to see if Baby Dinosaur knows the song or not, and then they're actually teaching it. So a great way of actually learning through teaching, right? And then we've got the expansion bit, and here you could give them some clues to substitute keywords in the song. So for example, if you have a song like Baba Black Sheep, you could replace black and show them red instead. And they don't always get the idea. Sometimes they would say something like Baba Black Sheep Red. What? No, not red. Baba Red Sheep. Okay. So it happens, but we're trying to actually teach them language, not to learn the song mechanically. That's the idea. So you could change the words. We were talking about the balloons. The balloons could be Balloons are blue, balloons are purple, balloons are pink and white too. So we're adding new colors there. And you could, the idea is to actually invite students to come up with their own suggestions, because, you know, you're making them take part actively in the process of learning, of their own learning. And they're proving you, they're showing you that they actually understood the song. Okay. Tips, let's see if we've covered all. Yes, that's very important. And as I was mentioning earlier, you need to sing or chant. If you haven't got a singing voice, try at least chanting, because it's really important for the students to see your mouth and your lips moving. Yeah, and even if you're bad, you're terrible, that is the proof that they can also be terrible at singing, but if the teacher's doing it, I can do it too, right? So they could have, you could play musical statues, and for example, you could play the song Old MacDonald Had a Farm. They would simply, you know, dance in the classroom next to their tables. If you haven't got enough space, that's fine. And then you would stop the music from time to time, show them a flashcard. What's this? It's a cat. Meow, meow, meow. And now let's dance like cats. And you play the song again. So you're not focusing on the song, but you're already exposing them to the song. And then you start doing the song. You can have treasure hunt. You could actually hide the flashcards from your song around the classroom, and they would have to find them during the song. So you put the song as a time limit for them to find all the cards with the animals from the song. When by the time the song has finished, they need to found all the animals in the song. And then you elicit the words, what animals they found, what sounds do these animals make. We talked about gestures, actions, and movement for everything. You could also use, yes, a microphone or the remote control, yes. You can make a song book with all the ideas, with the lyrics. So you can have sequencing. If we have the animals, the Old MacDonald Had a Farm, what is the first animal that comes up in the song? The cat. This is just an example, yes. The dog then, so they would have to sequence the cards. Or if you're focusing on monkeys and the numbers, yes, we had 5 and then we had 4 and then 3. They could sequence maybe small pictures of the monkeys. Or for example, this is an example, one of my students, we were talking about prepositions in the song on prepositions, and we thought, where is the spider? So the spider is on, the spider is in and under, it's in front of, behind, and between. The gestures that would go with these prepositions could be on, and let's do it together. On, in, under. Let's do it again. On, in, under. On, in, under. On, in, under. Okay. It could be in front of, behind, next to, between. So in front of, behind, next to, between. In front of, behind, next to, between. Can you do it fast? In front of, behind, next to, between. Let's do it from the beginning. On, in, under. On, in, under. On, in, under. On, in, under. In front of, behind, next to, between. In front of, behind, next to, between. Quickly. In front of, behind, next to, between. In front of, behind, next to, between. Okay. And then you sing the song, or you just do a chant and you make it up. You invent it. That's perfectly okay. Use puppets to sing with you. We talked about that. All right. And this is a homework for those of you who want to practice some more and get some feedback. You could choose a song or a chant that you like. And, you know, maybe from this list or any other song or chant that you like. You could talk with a person, with a friend, maybe a colleague, classmate. Decide what you would, how you would teach that song, what keywords you would like to focus on, how you would pre-teach the vocabulary, what actions you would add to that song. If you want to use flashcards, props, realia, and so on, how would you do the expansion stage? And after this webinar, go on Flipgrid, use the guest password, Let's Sing and Chant, and record a short video teaching us the song, all right? So watch the other videos afterwards and comment on at least one of them that you liked, okay? And try to leave, a nice, polite, respectful comment, all right? I will also give you feedback on your videos. The Flipgrid page is moderated, so it might take a while until the videos are approved. So don't forget to come back and check your videos and leave comments. So just to show you how it looks, once you click on the link from the chat that Miro sent you, you would need to click here. So you can't join with Google or with Microsoft. You need to enter your guest password. So here you would put let's sing and chant, I think it is, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
that's correct.
All right. And that's kind of it. I know we started a bit late, so we've got a little bit of maybe time. I don't know, maybe it's a question. Do we have a little bit of time for some reflection and maybe some questions? Maybe you want to share?
I think we have like 5 minutes or so to reflect a little bit, and especially if people have questions, I think that would be really useful.
Okay, that would be great. So have a little thought, don't rush. What have you learned from this webinar? What are you leaving with from this webinar? And maybe any questions that you've got about using songs and chants with young learners in the English classroom. You can unmute or you could write in the chat, whatever you prefer.
Well, in my case, I was having like an English student that was quite shy about speaking English at the beginning. She had amazing reading skills and she has high hopes on learning English. So I started encouraging her to find a song through YouTube and put the lyrics and try to sing. And as a challenge, I put a song for me as well. So every time we meet, we each one have to sing a song, but I have seen the improvement in her pronunciation in a very short time. In around 2 or 3 months, she was starting to speak with more confidence. And it was surprising because at the beginning, she was like so nervous, so worried about saying the wrong thing. But right now we're speaking every class and she's like joking and she's happy and she enjoys it. So it's a very nice approach to use songs to help break that barrier because everyone has it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that experience with us. I think it's wonderful when people actually share their experiences and, you know, they actually have the proof that this is helpful for their students. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Anybody else who wants to comment?
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
You were explaining us about these EPE kind of strategy, very similar to the PPP. But I wanted to ask you if there is any kind of contemporary author that supports this strategy that you can maybe share with us, please.
Yes, and I do have it in the, yes, let me show you. not this one. Yeah. So Hilliard Sarah talks a bit about it. This is one article of hers where she gives more details about the structure. It's about pre-primary children, but it can be applied to older students as well. So Hilliard Sarah talks about it.
Thank you.
So you've got these resources, and I was mentioning earlier some links with further ideas, examples, places where you can find more songs and chants and nursery rhymes. We've got them all. The PowerPoint presentation, yes, thank you. It's in PDF version, and you can find it here, and Miro has just shared the link with you. In the same folder, you find the songs that we've been, and chants that we've been practicing today. So yes, so once you have the PDF, you can find these resources there. So don't worry, you've got them all, and the further reading. Or any other questions that you might want to ask, or comments, or reflections. Yes, Christina. You're muted. Maybe you want to unmute. Yes.
Yeah, something interesting for me was the 3 steps we learned to show my students a song: the exposure, production, and expansion. I think I was working with the first 2, but the last one, expansion, is something interesting. And it's also a challenge to work with my students, because they can add other vocabulary, change some words, and that's interesting, and I'm going to work with that. Thank you.
Good, great, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay, anybody else who wants to share some of the reflections or questions? 1 more minute. Still have the opportunity to do that. All right. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I want to say thank you for today. And let's sing the goodbye song together. Goodbye, teachers. Goodbye, teachers. Goodbye, teachers. It's time for us to go. Wave goodbye to all your friends, all your friends, all your friends. Wave goodbye to all your friends until we meet again. Okay, guys, give yourselves a round of applause, everyone. Great job. Well done. High five. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for today.
Okay, thank you so much for your participation. I think that Nestor wanted to say something. Sorry, Nestor.
Nope.
Okay, I just wanted to thank everybody for your participation. I think it was a great webinar, and we want to thank Suziana for her great energy. I think that everybody was really inspired by your energy, and I think that even us who work with university students were really inspired to go back to our classes and get some singing done. And thank you very much for your time once again, Suziana. I don't know if there are any other comments. I think there are many people thanking you for the presentation. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. So then I think that's about it. Thank you, everybody who joined us. I know that everybody's going to have lunch now in Chile and maybe go back to classes. So have a lovely day and hope to see you back to our 3rd webinar.